UCLA is like, oh, why did I say that? Why did I say that? Hi everybody, it's Fatima. Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been actually 4 years since I've made a video, but better late than never. I don't know. I'm back because since the last time I made a video, a lot has changed. The biggest being, I'm about to have a master's degree from USC. I know. But I get DMs like frequently about my experience, how I got in, what's it like, everything under the umbrella of a master's degree and getting a master's degree at USC. So this video has been a long time coming. I've been wanting to just like sit down and make a YouTube video answering everybody's questions. That way I can just point people towards the video than like texting all my thoughts all the time, which I don't mind doing, but this just seems way easier. Without further ado, let's get into answering all your questions about USC and master's degrees and all of that. I think for this video, I'll keep it to like USC specific questions, and then in another video, we can just talk about like post-grad life, why I decided to go get a master's degree, that kind of stuff. This video is just strictly USC. I am currently 1 semester away from obtaining my degree from USC, which means I've been there for like 1.5 years already, which is insane to think about. Time has really flown by, but I'm also really excited to be done. So why did I decide to apply to USC School for Journalism and Communications? Well, I knew I was going to be studying communications, specifically public relations, and USC is the #1 school for studying public relations and advertising in the state. So, wait, not in the state, in the country. So I knew it was going to be a list of schools I applied to, and it was going to be my dream school, and it was the school I applied to first, and I heard back from first. So I actually didn't apply to any other schools. I only applied to USC and I got in. So that's just the way the cookie crumbled, and I'm very happy that it did. So the program is 2 years long, and I think whether the workload is heavy or not truly depends on what you're capable of handling. I'd say at its heaviest, it's like 1 essay due for each class, and that could be a lot. And at its best, it's like either nothing or like you have to read for each class or something like that. So it really just depends on what you consider a lot, and also your own time management skills. It can definitely feel very heavy, especially finals time, because each class has like a final project that's fairly large and they're all due around the same time, so that gets a little hectic. But for the most part, the work is all right. And if you think about it, no matter what, you have like a week to complete each assignment, so it usually works out fine. Okay, so a lot of people ask me about the application process, obviously. So as far as my experience goes, it was a fairly simple process. There are short answer questions that I genuinely cannot remember what those questions were, but in addition to those sort of short answer questions, they ask the obvious about like your previous involvement in your undergrad experience, as well as you write a statement of purpose. And the statement of purpose is basically just like, why USC? Like, why do you think you're a fit for USC? And genuinely, if I had to guess, I think that my statement of purpose, as well as my involvement in extracurriculars during my undergrad experience, are what really like sold it for me. I took a lot of time to write my statement of purpose because I felt like it was going to be really important, and I think it turned out to truly be that. I wrote a lot about like why I just felt like USC was the right place for me, and why now, and what I think I can benefit from the program. And I think all of that is necessary. Additionally, like tying in your past experience and why that's so relevant to what you're doing now, all that stuff. So I think those two are of equal importance and will really help you in the process. Now, a lot of people love to know my GPA, and I truly don't mind sharing it. I do feel a little backhanded judgment when I say it, because it's very average, but if it gives people hope, I don't mind sharing. When I applied to USC, I had a 3.2, and that's a fairly low GPA, and I think it's fairly low for a school like USC. However, again, I do feel like my other qualifications like supplemented my GPA, and I also think that like applying to a master's program, applying to like an undergraduate school is just like a different experience. I think when you're applying for a master's program, it's looked at a little bit more holistically, and so that's why I think it worked in my favor, or like it just didn't really matter as much. But yes, 3.2, I know it's average. Every time I say that, people are like,
wow, if you got in, I know I have a shot at getting in at USC.
I'm like, what is that supposed to mean? Like, That's not the compliment you think it is, babe. That kind of hurt my feelings, actually. Okay, lastly, I'm gonna talk a little bit more about like the overall experience at USC. So honestly, coming from a school to like very little to no school spirit, USC was like the change I needed. I love being on a campus with people who love where they're at, who are so passionate. Trojans love being Trojans. It's such a passionate environment. Like having like things like rivalry week or like conquest or like things like that that like people like care so much about and like really like wake the campus up, and people are just like, you know, prideful and like happy. It's really nice to be around. And so I really recommend that, like, if you're someone who thrives in school spirit, I definitely recommend USC to be the school for you. Also, if you're somebody who like did not experience any school spirit and want to, again, I think USC is the school for you. I had a TikTok that went kind of viral a couple months ago, and it was basically talking about how like, oh, if you have like a very like lackluster undergrad experience, so you choose a school that has like a lot of school spirit and you end up being really happy. And a lot of people seem to resonate with that. So I think USC is a great option if you're looking for that kind of experience. Like if you've never had a football team, if you've never had a basketball team, and then like you come to a school like USC and there's like so much money put into the sports scene, so it's like every game is like a full-on experience and show. Like it is fun to be a part of. And the Trojan, I'll get into it a little bit later about like the Trojan connection, but like Trojans don't play. Like the old ones, the new ones, like they really all come together and they really support each other. So again, I think that like speaks towards like the community at USC. I think for the most part, at least in my experience, I think it's you have the opportunity to build a very strong connection at USC. It's definitely not handed to you by any means. Like I definitely think that like some work needs to be put in. I don't think everybody's just like super friendly and like looking for more and more like connections per se, like on the daily. But they do come and they are really genuine and nice, and there's a lot, I think you'll interact with a lot more nice people on campus than not nice, at least in my experience. I don't interact with undergrads frequently, so maybe an undergrad student may have a different experience, but as a master's student, that's my experience. I will say another thing that is great about the program is that the professors are super supportive. Like I've had, I think 12 professors so far, and there's not a single professor that I feel like I couldn't ask for something. They generally want to see you succeed. They want to help you out. They want to give you their resources. And it just feels like they want you to succeed, like, and that's a really amazing environment to be part of. And all of our professors are like super successful people, which is so amazing. It's like all of them have their own businesses or are coming from like corporate America, and like teaching is like a passion project of theirs, and they want to give back their knowledge, and like it's just so amazing to be a part of. Like the professors at USC are, at least in my program, have truly been amazing in my opinion, and I don't think I could have asked for better professors. Like generally hearing about the industry from the people who are like still currently in it and hold like really heavy like positions in the field, I think it's really like, it's so beneficial. And I think that's one of like the biggest benefits of being a part of this program. I think my least favorite parts of this program are the length of time that the program is and the price. The program is 2 years, like I said earlier, and I definitely, once you start taking these classes, I think you'll kind of start to feel as to why it doesn't feel like it needs to be 2 years long. It's just a long time, and USC is a lot of money each semester, so it definitely just feels like it could be cut by at least a semester, and that's already saving you thousands of dollars. So that's probably like my biggest grievance when it comes to the program, just the length and the price. Like the length and the price. Now, my favorite part of the program are the people. Like, for one, working constantly with like-minded people who want to do the same things as you and like see the world similarly and like have amazing creative viewpoints on like different aspects or different things that are going on in the world. It's so much fun to be around constantly. It's just like being in a room with like the smartest people you know all the time. And so I love that part, and I'm gonna miss that part the most, I think. Another one of my favorite parts that I think is a lot of other people's favorite part, and what I believe USC is most known for, is the Trojan connection. There are so many Trojans all over LA, all over California, all over the world that love being Trojans and come back to help the current students all the time. I've gotten the chance to also sit in on some like amazing guest speakers who happen to be alumni, or who just love USC and want to come back and want to help, and like these amazing companies I want to like recruit from USC just because like we're USC and like we produce like amazing talents. And like, so there's a lot of benefits being a part of like the USC web that like I would honestly recommend USC on that alone. There's a lot more that they offer, but that alone is, to me, is enough to want to apply to USC given the current job market. Connections are everything, and being a Trojan, being at USC definitely provides that. The Trojan connections, the Trojan network is very strong. So a lot of people always ask me what's it like just to like be in LA, and to that I will say I am an LA native, so I've been here my whole life. And I love LA. I think there's so much to do and there's so much culture and it's so much fun. So I think there's the opportunity for you to also have so much fun as long as you're willing to explore and get off of campus and, you know, do more things outside of the USC bubble. And then a lot of people always want to ask me about like the safety, and to that I will say, like, you are in the heart of LA, like you're in a major city, things happen, but things happen everywhere. It's just a matter of like you being smart and vigilant, and you know, being in walking in groups, like maybe like don't be out at night by yourself, like carrying what have you, I don't know, like pepper spray, things like that. Like just being smart and being safe. There's like not nice people everywhere. So that's all I have to say on that. Like, yes, you could argue that it's not safe. I know there's a lot of people who have shared their experience of like times that they've had at USC, but a lot of college campuses have those experiences. So you're in a major city, things happen in major cities, like, and I wouldn't let that like deter me from going to USC. So that's just my feelings. Those are my feelings on that. Alright guys, that was the video. Thank you so much for watching my first video back. I'm hoping to do a lot more in the very near future. I have plans to do like vlogs and more sit-down videos and video essays. I'm such a video essay girl, so I really want to make my own and see how that goes. So if any of those sound good to you, please subscribe, and hopefully they will be out sooner than you and I think. Also, if you have any more questions about USC or just getting a master's degree in general, or just like post-grad life, I would be more than happy to answer that. That's what I hope to use this channel for, in addition to some other things. So just comment them down below, or you can message them to me on my social media, and I will get back to you as soon as I can, or I might just put them in another video. Thank you all so much for watching. You can follow me on my socials that are on the screen and in the description box. Again, if you have anything else you want to know, make sure to comment it down below, and I will hopefully see you all in the next one. Bye.